Welcome to CallumConnects, 5-minute entrepreneurial inspiration for your day. Brian Peer joins us today on CallumConnects. Brian is a serial entrepreneur and founder and principal brand strategist of Think Tank Partners, where he helps early-stage entrepreneurs establish brand dominance within their target market.
A hurdle I faced as an entrepreneur was remaining true to the mission of my company and avoid chasing down revenue that was really at the expense of my long-term vision. Early in my entrepreneurial career, I was finding myself saying yes just far too often. I would take on these projects that weren't necessarily well aligned to my overall business vision. So the harsh reality was I was slowly taking on work that was a distraction. It was really distracting me from my original business intent and ultimately distracting me from my ability to deliver on my expertise. So without even knowing it, I started to redefine my business model. And that led to a degradation of my brand and the value that I was delivering to my clients. Once I realized this was happening, I was actually shocked to see how far away from my original intention I had moved, just in a very short period of time. So at that point, I knew that I needed to do something to change the course of my business. And I literally sat down with a pen and paper and made a list of the things I started out doing, right? The reason for developing this business. And then ultimately, what was I actually doing to generate money for the business? And I really dig pretty deep and be objective in this. I was essentially calling myself out as an ineffective entrepreneur early on in my career. And so it's a little bit of an eye-opening moment, but I ended up becoming pretty efficient in this analysis. And so what I ended up doing is taking all of my notes and I used them to rewrite my business plan, my marketing plan. And it was at this time where I started to look at what are the things that I need to do as an entrepreneur to hit my long-term objectives. And that's when I started to incorporate this notion of thinking small to grow big. And this is something that I have been adamant throughout the course of my career as an entrepreneur, not only with my own businesses, but with my clients' businesses as well. I think when I started to look at that, I realized that one of the things that was necessary for me to grow was actually to fire some of my clients. And this was a very scary time as a young entrepreneur, but I knew it was necessary because I just wasn't delivering the value that I intended on delivering, and I was distracted from bringing my company to the place where I knew it could be based on my original planning in the early stages of my company. I also became pretty rigid in terms of my reviewing of my progress. At first, I started looking at things on a weekly basis, then a bi-weekly basis, ultimately moving that into high-level monthly and deep dives on a quarterly basis. And it was with that action that I started to really get more confident in my ability to stay true to my intent. So when I think about key learning, one of the biggest takeaways for me was that not all business is good. Of course, we want a steady stream of revenue as entrepreneurs, but we can't always be chasing revenue that doesn't support the long-term goal, because that's just a very dangerous tactic. I also learned that clients will actually respect you more when you're honest about your capabilities. If you say no, but, and you can offer them a solution or some guidance around how to get their problem solved, they will remember that you are a valuable partner to them as opposed to just a vendor delivering a service. And the final takeaway that I got from this epiphany that I had early on was that long-term success really depends on making good short-term decisions. So thinking small to achieve great success really is necessary. It can't be everything to everyone, so you have to be excellent at the things you're good at.
The biggest hurdle I faced was when the company my partner and I built from scratch came under attack and more than $250 million of value was destroyed. If you would like to learn more about that and how I came back from it, sign up at CallumLang.com.